All right, we're going to be reviewing now for the last part of it. So we're going to be looking at radical expressions and equations. I'm just going to do a few of these, trying to cover the ones that I pretty much did during the face-to-face or during the virtual sessions, but I know a lot of you, couldn't participate. So I want you to have the same advantage. So we're going to do several of these. I wanted to look at number 31. It was a cube root of a positive 48. So that's one of the new things with radicals we were learning is what do you do when something's a cube root? And so you still take the number like you did when you were doing square roots and you break it down. Okay, so we wind up having 4 2s and a 3. But the index, this number is 3. That tells you that you need a group of 3 things to have a perfect cube. To be able to pull that number out in front, you need 3 things. So you're going to have a 2 because of that group of 3, and then these will be still underneath here. So we might as well multiply them back together. So your answer on that should be 2 cube root of 6. Okay. All right, so that's one variation on radicals. You already know a lot about square roots, but what about when we have a cube root? And then another one that's a slight variation to the square roots you used to do would be 32. So on this one you have variables under there. So you really can't just plug something into your calculator. So you have to kind of take the 162 and think about how to break that down. Okay, so that turns out to be 4 3s and a 2. And then because these are small enough, you could just write them out if you wanted. There's 8 Q's multiplied together, 8 K's multiplied together, and then 3 Q's. Okay, so you have 2 groups of 3, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of 2 K's, 4 pairs of K's. So that'll be 1 for each of those 4 pairs. Then you have a Q squared. So you'll be able to bring out a Q. And then underneath the square root, this 2 and this Q will be left underneath it. So that's going to be 9 K to the 4th Q and then square root of 2Q. And so there you have it. Okay. So part of what you were trying to learn is what do you do when there's a cube root instead of a square root, and the only variation is you need a group of 3 things. And then on this one, how this differed from the square roots you did before is you had the variables. But just like before, you need a pair of something in order to be able to bring it out in front of the radical. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of K's. So that's why you have a 4 there. Only 1 pair of Q's. So you have this 2 and this Q left underneath. And then all I did was multiply the 3's together and get a 9. Okay, so that's kind of the basics. All right, so I'm going to stop the video here and go ahead in the next one and look at adding, multiplying, and dividing. And then we'll do some solving, and that'll pretty much be it.